The summary and character analysis, along with thematic dissection of Things Fall Apart, a post colonial text by Chinua Achebe. Here goes. It is prescribed in the syllabus for the sixth semester under the paper on post colonial literature in Delhi University as well, so might as well be of use to people who are pursuing the course. This particular text I was arrested by because of its lucid articulation of profound cultural values and immanent political delineations of what the world was like for them. A world of diverse populace living as parts of clans is laid bare at the very outset. One is soon after the beginning assured of the patriarchal hues of this society, ones that are discomposingly jarring for a readership that has witnessed the rise of multiple waves of feminism since the era of colonialism. The protagonist is a proud warrior, clan member, and family head, but most importantly, he's proud as a man. A pride that does not actuate without a denigration of the other or the women. Certain values, such as cowardice, are thought of as feminine, and weirdly enough, certain crops in this society are worthy of a man's care only, while some others, but not yam, which is a revered crop, are the women's prerogative. Okonko, the protagonist, is a slave to societal mores, unthinking in his acquiescence to its behest, such as the death of a young boy just because the society demanded it as a sacrifice to the gods. This man ironically loathed his father for his physical lethargy and not having earned a title that's thought of as extremely venerated in the society. And he also abhors one of his sons because of his effeminate tendencies, such as liking his mother's peaceable stories better than the ones he tells his son about wars and battlefields. His pride, though, fails to conceal his own home flaws. He is all the more deplorable because of his shortcomings of psychological torpor. He betrays his authentic sentiments, estranges his own son, reviles his daughters for being unladylike, and violates his wives to be the man that society can be proud of. The female figures too evince certain gender related conundrums of the society set in Nigeria. Women coexist with the other wives of their husband. They are unresponsive to abuses by their husbands and extol the wrestling matches, much like Ekwefi, one of Okonko's wives, despite it being a symbol of toxic masculinity. The novel is telling in terms of its elucidation of a society where the feminist discourse was non existent. Cultural idiosyncrasies, such as the nine spirits administering justice through masqueraders, women's dowry is being settled with the use of broomsticks, and even the manifestation of hierarchy in eating habits and conjugal prerogatives vis a vis the women in polygamous relations are all revelatory and fascinating concepts of this society that used to exist before colonialism happened and changed the world, for better or for worse. The irreproachable yet unreasonable injunctions of the oracle and people's unbending faith in them is a most ludicrous aspect that seems to constitute a power that the divine machinery in Greek myth does. Beyond that, there is the figure of Obereka, a breath of fresh air in his characterization as opposed to a Conco. The former is a man of means who has an independent cognition and morality, who is capable of resisting societal impositions that are time honored but pointless in a sense. This is a man who becomes the paradigmatic example of the kind of people who are disallowed from being at the forefront in the society just because they have counterpoints to make to the predominant sentiment. Another vital theme of this text is the entry of missionaries into the land of the clans. White people were disparaged as lepers. They settled in the villages, and the use of soft power and deceptive yet pretty packaged provisions for the better development of the African clans they seek to function or at least pretend to. The obtuse pride and oblivion of the power of the foreigners is characteristic of the clan to which Okonko belongs. The evil forest is given to the missionaries with the presumption that their god, whose sanctity is being violated, will avenge himself. The crudeness of the conduct of the colonized and the refinement of persuasion of the white is contrasted in the most revealing of ways. The novel encompasses in general multiple themes, the significance of which will never wane, such as gender, faith, linguistic, and other sorts of cultural chauvinism. What makes this an indelible read is the ease and familiarity with the content that the author displays, but also the nuances that might have seemed nondescript to Achebe as one who belonged to that culture, but he still encompasses them in his narratives, and thereby attesting that he too tries to look at this familiar culture as an onlooker, as the intrigues that would lure the attention of those who are unacquainted with this pre colonial African culture in some part of Nigeria. So, this Igbo culture, as it was called, can be very well analyzed through this particular read, but post colonialism in general and one's knowledge of it can be enhanced by leaps and bounds once this text is perused. For any other queries that one might have, please reach out to us on the email ID or in the comment section down below. We hope this was a helpful overview. We aspire to come up with more. Stay tuned and please keep coming back.